Hey, hey! I'm Jammer. This is the Spitter Swallow Beer Review.
And you know what? I'm Shagdog.
It's nice to have you here, Shagdog.
Yeah. I'm drinking a Yingling during his drinking and thinking expose.
Awesome. I got a Blue Point Brewing's Toasted Lager that I poured a little too hard and got a tremendous head in it.
I think they have these American things on here for Yingling from Memorial Day all the way through Veterans Day, I believe.
Yeah, well, that's awesome.
Or maybe it's all the time now. I don't know.
You know what? It's nice to have a company take a little pride in being American.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's face it. We got one company that sold out and decided to go, I don't know what sex I am, you know, the kind of thing.
Yeah.
And let's get a trans whatever thingamajig it to represent them. And then they got...
thingamajig it.
Yeah. And they became too toxic. And what happened? They decided, we just alienated our massive people that buy our beer. Let's try to switch back and act like it never happened.
Yeah, I don't mind not to have that as your main spokesperson or whatever, but if that person came out on their own TikTok, YouTube, I really like Bud Light. If I drank this more, maybe I'd be more of a man or something like that. Yeah, that'd be great.
My thing is, I don't care if they came out and said, I don't even care if they have a commercial that taps into that market. I really don't. But don't act like, what I think really pissed people off was the fact that the head of Budweiser at that time, that woman, decided we wanted to get away from the frat boy image that we have, the frat boy image. Well, that's the image that built the company. That's the image, the hardworking American male, female.
Was it frat boy?
Yeah, well, frat boys, she said frat boy in her comment.
Oh, wow. Because everyday American, really.
Well, yeah, the everyday American, which I was trying to say just now when you interrupted me. It was like the male and female out there working every day that decided, I'm going to have a Bud Light,
Right.
And they bought Bud Light because it was not the best price, but it was okay price beer for what you're getting. It tasted okay to give you the buzz equivalent,
Supposedly a little higher quality than the Busch Light.
Yeah. So people would do it, and when you think of beer, you think of Budweiser, the king of beers, and the great marketing campaign behind it with the Clydesdales and the patriotic, and that kind of stuff. But I don't care if you want to market to people who are delusional and don't know what they are. I mean, that kind of stuff I don't care about that. I don't care if you're gay and drink Zima. I don't care.
Iran-U.S. tensions, Jammer. The history's out there. You can look up all the history of Iran and YouTube. Really,
it all comes down to that Iran is very anti-gay, lesbian. I'm glad how you tied this in. This is perfect.
Jewish.
You tied it right in. They don't like Jewish, lesbians, and gay people.
Or Americans.
Not
Iranian people, but the government of Iran. How about that?
The thing is, they showed video of the bombers coming in, the Israeli bombers coming in, bombing where they thought Ayatollah or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Was at what is they call him, the Shimam, or whatever. Iman,
sure.
Yeah. Where he was supposedly at.
Yeah.
And the video shows the people saying, yes, bomb that motherfucker, bomb him.
Really? I didn't know
this
that.
is the citizens saying this on the video, saying, bomb that motherfucker, bomb him,
Oh.
And so if you have your own people saying that, and granted, we got a small selection of people here in America protesting that are not getting paid, that truly hate Trump. But
so
the
what
ones
percentage?
who are getting paid,
what percentage do you think that truly hate Trump aren't getting paid? 40?
I say
30?
I say the percentage that's not getting paid in any kind of way, it's probably like 20%.
So all those hippies and all those freaks.
It's not even hippies, because that kind of gives hippies a bad name, and hippies were a little bit better than that.
I'm talking about today's hippies.
The delusional people of today, those ones that are suffering mental illness, that can't just differentiate from reality and what they feel and believe and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are really warped, and they're the ones that are they're committed to the whole idea of protesting this stuff. I mean, think about this. You got people out there protesting the Iran war, right?
They're out there protesting that war already?
Yeah, they're out there protesting that war and everything. And here's the thing about it. These people who are protesting, saying and trying to support the Palestinians and all that kind of stuff, they're the ones that are that would, if they were in that country, be killed.
Oh, yeah, the homosexuals.
Because or they wouldn't have any rights whatsoever. So how warped are you, and how delusional are you, to protest for your enemy, and to push for your enemy, all because you're against somebody else?
Yeah.
Because I mean, really, they're protesting a country, protesting in favor of a country that would basically eliminate all your rights and probably kill you, hang you, or toss you off the building.
Yeah, and really, Iran, all through the years, especially since the early 1900s, British been in their affairs, all the way up to like the 40s, 50s, Americans got in their affairs. Even the Russians, before the 70s, were getting in their affairs. But they hated Americans and probably the British more. We had the Shah originally, and we supported him. And then when the revolution started in 1979 and took the hostages, the Shah, I think he came here to the U.S. at one point because he had cancer. He was getting cancer treatment. I don't know if he went to France or if he stayed here and died or whatever. But they wanted him back, so they could. They never got him back, though. But that family was not a nice family either to the Iranian people or anything. So, it's one dictator after the other. Different regime, different dictator, right?
Hey, we got Chief here. He says, "You guys rock." Thanks, Chief. Appreciate the comment, man. They were protesting Trump, saying that it's unconstitutional and everything. But from what I understand of the U.S. Constitution, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Shagdog, in the U.S. Constitution, it says the president can declare war, and the commander-in-chief can deploy troops into hostilities without a formal declaration of war and everything. But I do know that in 1973, they had the War Powers Resolution, which was trying to limit the powers of the president from being able to do these things. Yeah. And so in that, they said that he must give them within 48 hours, he must notify them of sending, military action, into another country and stuff like that. So if they get within 48 hours notification of it, and they can't be there for longer than 60 days doing it.
Right, the troops themselves. Nothing about bombing or strategic strikes or something. Now, he can't declare war, the president. He has to have Congress to declare war.
So technically, right now, he's done everything right. So everything they're saying on the news channels is a bunch of lies, a bunch of propaganda.
I think so,
he's wrong. It's illegal.
Look at all the presidents done shit like that. Reagan with Libya.
Bush.
Bush. Probably Barack and other Bush.
Obama, he bombs. Clinton bombed the people who attacked that ship. Remember?
Yeah, probably without Congress's approval. So I mean, yeah.
But I remember that from my U.S. Constitution and learning about that stuff.
Yeah, the only thing with this, I mean, if Iran declared war back on us because of the attack, which is probably a really foolish thing to do, declare war on us, which that's why they haven't done that, because,
once you declare war, well, that's it. All hands off. We're at war with you.
Yeah, I mean, what's Congress going to do then? No, we don't want war. Act like a bunch of pussies or something,
Yeah. I have to I tell you, the whole thing with that is they've been fighting over there for thousands of years. And the thing is, you have the Palestinians, they're at wrong, doing some bad things with the Israelis, and the Israelis are wrong for doing all these bad things to the Palestinians. A lot of it came about in World War One, whenever the British and everybody promised them, oh yeah, we'll give you the land, we'll give you the religious places and all that stuff to each category. Remember the whole movie with what's his name in it even goes into it, where he's golly, what is it?
John Wayne movie. In that one?
No, it's one of those British actors. Golly, I can't remember the name. Anyway, they promised all these different people that they were going to give them the religious areas and all that stuff, and then they backed off on all their promises and then created the Israel.
Yeah. What can you do, right? I mean, it's a very messed up area. I'm glad I don't live there.
Yeah, who is it? It was not Peter. Was it Peter O'Toole? Sir Arthur something, right?
Conan Doyle?
No, what is this? Golly, I can't remember that guy's name. Let me see if I can't Googleize it. Oh. What's that name? British. Oh, what is it? Movie. I don't know who the.
But anyhow, the strikes. I mean, we're all strategic. The places where they're supposed to have the different, the nuclear fuel and all this other shit, But I heard there's a video out there, pictures where they show trucks leaving that place. Yeah. And they think they went in, and some people think they went in and moved that shit out of there and took it somewhere else. So, but you would think Israeli or the U.S. would have saw that. I mean, there's a lot of trucks coming out of there. You think they would have saw that and bombed the fuck out of those trucks? Who knows?
What's that movie? Golly, Middle East movie. Yeah.
But really, the retaliation from Iran to us, they definitely can't fly their planes over here and attack us or anything. But they might have sleeper cells in this country over the last 4 years. All these unknown.
Yeah, being able to walk right across the border. I mean, my God.
They say that they know of.
Lawrence of Arabia.
Lawrence of Arabia. Oh, that's way back.
That's way back. That's why.
That's Iran now.
That is Peter O'Toole and Omar Sharif.
Palestinians, yeah. But yeah, they say documented Iranians that came across the border. Supposedly, I don't know how they prove it. I'm from Iran. They say like 7,000 that are documented.
Yeah. And you talk to so many people that are from South America and everything that live here, that legally and everything. And what gets me is they all say the same thing. The people who were coming across that border wasn't just people from South America. It was more from people from all over the world coming through there.
Middle East, China, Eastern Europe, Russia. Yeah.
So if you start thinking about that, that's scary because you're not vetting any of them. You're just letting them freely walk across the border.
How do Chinese get here? I mean, it's kind of hard to get out of China, right?
Not if you've got the support of the government.
That's true.
Yeah, see, Chief even agreed with us. See.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy.
I mean, the only way a regular Chinese citizen can get out of the government, I mean, if they want to get the hell out of there, they go somewhere for business, Singapore, wherever, and then from there, defect. Yeah, but
and who knows if they'll go after them or not? You don't know,
right? Because they got Chinese people here in the U.S. looking for Chinese people that talk shit about the Chinese government, stuff like that. Yeah.
And Chief is exactly right. We got to get the country back in check. Yeah.
Yeah.
I make fun. I'm just teasing. Man. Anyway, yeah, definitely got to get it back in check, and I think we're slowly doing that. Trump, latest figures, I think there's been like 0 crossings.
It's low ones. It's like 70 a day, stuff like that. Compared to the tens of thousands per day or whatever. Yeah.
I mean, they were talking, thousands. I mean, you're talking about outrageous amounts a day.
But I think one day their lowest was like they had like 14 one day or something. Yeah.
Hey, I'm just teasing, man. I'm just
I'm,
teasing because I've read it. That's
I'm
the only reason.
surprised you can spell Mississippi, actually.
God. Oh, golly. Oh, no. The whole thing is, I get texts from Shagdog here all the time, and he uses that text to speech, and
Voice
it's
text. Yeah.
always messed up. And then on top of that, there's times where you have that autocorrect messing you up.
Yeah.
Mississippi.
You have to be able to spell Mississippi because I mean it's used in football. All right.
If you live there, you got to know how to spell it.
Good thing you don't have to spell it with the football. You know, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. You know, playing Mississippi's go in the second quarterback. You know, at least you don't have to MISSIS. Fuck, I fucked up. Oh, gotta go again. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But it's crazy. The whole ordeal with the free movement across the border there for the longest time, and now they're saying that a lot of the pardons that were given might have been pay for play type thing. You know, where they paid certain individuals to use that auto pen to sign Biden's name to it because Biden doesn't know where he's at. He completely, robotic.
Boy, I'd love to know who was calling the shots.
Well, I could tell you one. One was his wife. 2, I'm sure was Pelosi in there and Schumer or whatever, and I'm sure Obama was involved. I'm sure Obama.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Obama.
And I can almost guarantee you, what's her name, Harris, didn't have a clue. She probably thinks that he was fine and could lift 50 pounds a day. 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Could walk 5 miles, no problem.
I think she was doing it. He was giving her a good bone. That's why.
Well, the robotic biting, yeah. That's one of the clues that they were showing videos of all the little robotic movements and stuff like that, and they showed Biden, and they were showing how he moved like this, and then as he's walking,
I think it's just being like, yeah.
But I mean, it is strange that he's looking over to an area that has nobody there and he's waving.
Then again, I like your way of thinking, Jim, because a robot might fall down in the grass because it's kind of hard to walk in the grass for a robot, Yeah.
Up the stairs.
Or an old person, yeah.
Up the stairs, And then when he went like this, the back of his head, to scratch the back of his head, his skin was all.
Yeah, that was Jim Carrey.
Yeah. I could believe it. But I mean, the whole auto pen thing. I mean, you're going to find out that they let it happen, and now everybody's writing these exposés out and everything about the whole Biden administration and everything, and to make money from it. It's like, yeah, you said the whole time he was in perfect health and everything, and you supported it and all that stuff, and now all of a sudden you're out of office and all, and you're wanting to write a tell-all book. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how bad it was,
Jammer, sleeper cells. Go back to that thing there. Say there's just a random number, 7,000 sleeper cell Iranians here, ready to attack. Mm-hmm. So you say the top 100 cities. That's 700 per city, right? Yeah. They pull like an October 7th type thing in 100 cities. Could happen.
Well, I could tell you right now, and maybe I don't like to say it, but because it would give them ideas. But you hit several different things. One, the trains. Trains are easy to hit. Anywhere along the railroad, the line, you can do something to cause when the train to come around to cause it to derail or something to happen.
That's like a couple hundred people, though. That's not
No. I mean, if you get the trains that are moving that massive chemicals and stuff like that, and that's easy to find out.
Oh, chemicals are even,
the nuclear waste, the chemicals, different stuff.
Well, guess what's coming up? 4th of July.
Yeah. And there's going to be crowds. So there's another opportunity to do like a pressure cooker bomb, like a Boston Marathon. Type thing in different crowds.
Another thing, pressure cooker bomb. Not enough people dead.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if you do several of them along the line to go off, at the same time or whatever, I don't know. I'm just saying these are the areas that you need to be aware of.
Well, I'm
You
thinking
need to know your
October.
surroundings.
I'm thinking more of October 7th. If you got 700 insurgents inside Chicago during 4th of July, just shooting randomly at people or whatever,
Yeah,
or
and Chiefs got it
wherever.
right because right here you go. You can't let them take the power of you having the right to have
Oh,
guns.
Rhode Island's probably going to lose their right to have semi-automatic weapons. They call assault rifles.
That's bullshit. I'm sorry, but that's bullshit.
Yeah, Rhode Island, one of the original 13 counties, but you're one of the first, not the last, communist colonies.
But I'm going to tell you, if they start doing that, and if they actually get it to pass and all that stuff, it will be a tremendous blow to freedom.
Yeah. I mean, Rhode Island's just a small little.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's
right.
just the fact that they've done it.
Okay.
They set the precedent.
That's what, I don't know how many people are in fucking Rhode Island. I know Providence is a good sized town, but that's a couple of million people, maybe 1 million, 2 million, that can't go out and get a semi automatic rifle, right?
Yeah, see? Exactly right. It's crazy. Because,
I'm sure a lot of dummies in Rhode Island are like, yes, this is what we need.
Well, here's the other problem, too. If you go
Take
for
a look.
medical marijuana or whatever like that stuff, the people who are signing up for those cards and everything, they don't realize, and even if they do, they say, I don't care, it doesn't matter. Da-da-da. They give up their right to have a gun legally.
Yeah.
That's the way they're disarming people. They say, oh, you want marijuana and you want to be able to have it legal and you don't want to go to jail for it? Well, give up your right for a gun.
Yeah. You figure you'd rather have people drinking give up their right for a gun.
Yeah, you would think that the beer would be the one thing because most people that drink the beer would get upset and do
shoot their wife.
and they've done it. It's been proven. I mean, you get drunk
wife,
and I'm going to
cheat
kill
husband.
myself or kill everybody and da-da-da-da.
Which proves, because, I mean, you don't need a gun to harm
Yeah,
a cheating spouse. You just Lorena Bobbitt them, get a knife out.
Yeah, get a knife. I'm going to create a gun that shoots knives.
There you go, that'd be nice.
Crazy shit. But yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. The way they work, they do it on the sly. I mean, okay, you want the medical marijuana because you're hurting and you need the medicinal use of it. Well, guess what? You have to give up your right to a gun.
Now, is that in every marijuana state or doing it so far? Or?
Well, I know Florida, that's one of the big things, and I'm
Really?
pretty sure it's in every state because
I would buy it illegally still and keep my gun. Fuck them.
yeah, or keep your gun and buy it legally.
Illegally.
Whichever one.
Yeah.
Whichever one that would cause you to go to jail for longer, that's the one you want to be legal. So if you have a gun illegally and it only causes probation in 6 months, okay, no problem. But if you have marijuana illegally and it causes you to go to jail for 5 years and pay, no, I'll make that legal.
I quit smoking at that point because I'm not losing my guns or going to jail over guns because I smoke marijuana illegally.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the kind of stuff, though, that it's just another ploy to be able to get a hold of your guns, to make you lose your right. It's just like driving and all that stuff. It's a privilege, but in reality, it should be a right because you can't do anything, can't travel unless you're able to drive. I mean, how far can you travel on foot per day? I mean, how many miles?
Up in Michigan, there was a attack, I guess, yesterday or the day before yesterday on a church up by Dearborn, one of those damn cities where there's like a lot of Muslims, whatever you want to call them. City right next to it, there was an attack on a church. The guy ran the church with a van and shot, I don't know. But somebody with a gun there shot that guy or something. So there you go. That's all you need.
You need to be able to defend yourself, and having a gun is that 25 people got shot. See, there you go.
But being close to a town that's full of Muslims, was that somebody, a Muslim, saying we're going to go kill some Christians and revenge for Iran now? What's going on?
We don't know. I mean, and until they start putting it out there and claiming and whatever they're claiming,
Yeah.
you won't know. I mean,
Yeah.
and the crazy thing about it all is if you follow the money and you follow the power, what people lose and who's to gain, you can find out pretty much everything. You can, and what I mean by find out pretty much everything, you might not be able to lock it in with undisputable evidence, but you should be able to say, okay, hey, this and this makes me think they're going to do this. I have to kind of believe that it's true because that's human nature, And government is always trying to divide the people. They're always trying to
Oh, yeah.
divide the people, force them to be fighting amongst themselves because what? And here's the thing: most
Going
people
pretty
want to
good right
just
now.
live together. Most people want to just get along, do their jobs, make their money, help their kids up the ladder a little further than they were to do better and so forth, and just live a good life. That's the majority of people because poor people, it doesn't matter whether you're black, white, brown, whatever. When you're poor, you're poor. I mean, you get along with people. You get because you're in the same boat. You know it, and you take care of each other.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Really, it's really bad now with social media, um,
they're promoting
regular
all the
media, social media, and people believe. Yeah, a lot of people believe everything they see. It's like,
yeah
oh, this person said that person said this.
yeah
So it's like, it's really bad. This is the worst I ever. I mean, in the '80s, you didn't see such division between.
yeah
Matter of fact, besides the riots in '92 in Los Angeles, Rodney King riots,
mm,
that caused a little bit of tension for a couple years or whatever. Certain people
yeah
I know, but in the '80s, I didn't think nothing. I mean, of course, I was a teenager in the '80s, so I mean, when you're a teenager, everything's cool. But yeah, I'd never seen it this bad, and I'm sure some older people than us hasn't seen this bad since the '60s or something.
yeah. And the thing about it is, they want division because look what Musk was uncovering, or all the corruption, everything, all the money just being diverted to these NGOs and everything like that, that they were taking the money and using for their own personal stuff.
Yeah,
These people funneling your hard earned tax paying dollar, taking it from you and using it for whatever they want to use it for. And I mean, how does Pelosi end up being a almost a billionaire?
yeah.
How much is
Crazy.
it? $500 million they have?
Yeah, look at our
300 million?
Cortez. She's only been in Congress for how many years, and she's already a millionaire or some shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't care if you're getting stuff paid for, by the government and everything, like your transportation or your food and your lodging or whatever like
Yeah,
that. Yeah, you're only making X amount of dollars. Say you're only making $250,000 a year. And
right.
you only been in there for how many years? Three
Yeah, and
years?
especially a young congressperson, and she
Yeah.
looks a lot better than she did when she came in. Nicer clothes,
Yeah.
hair done, stuff like that. So she's spending it.
Yeah.
So how is her? What's that called? All your money that you have,
Net worth.
net worth? Yeah, is like over a million.
Yeah, and overseas, yeah, you'd probably be retired for definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
All the money that's being wasted by even the local money, even your local homeowners tax, the taxes you're paying for the roads and all that stuff,
yeah,
all the schools and everything. Here in Florida, they created the lottery in order to pay. They sold it to the people by saying that the money will go to the school system. The money will go to the schools. They'll be able to. Okay, well that's fine, but I'm still paying homeowners tax, and guess what? That's because
school
the
tax.
schools. Yes, goes into the
Still paying
schools.
school tax.
Now, how much money does the schools need, being that you made billions, all these billions of dollars since the
Yeah,
lottery you've been in,
it's
taking
all
it?
a scam.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, let's face it. That's the problem. And this whole Iran thing is another diversion tactic, because look what happened to Trump when in his first term. What happened? Everything was going good. The economy was growing. It was just awesome and everything was peachy. I mean, it was great, making dollar after dollar in your 401k, all this stuff going on. Oh, COVID hits. Boom. Everything falls apart. Everything starts to become an issue and everything. What happens now? In this first 100 days, he's done all these great things, getting America back in track and everything, and now all of a sudden, here we are. Musk is uncovering all the corruption. Musk is pointing out that this money has been funneled to these different NGOs. He turns around, gets death threats. Epstein, the whole Epstein thing gets pushed under the rug.
A lot of Tesla cars were burned.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of money because of it and everything. His family, death threats, all that kind of crap. And then this whole Iran-Contra, not Iran-Contra, I'm going back to the 80s.
That's right.
The Iran thing happened, and guess what happens? Now everybody's forgot about the Epstein thing and that witness being supposedly killing herself, which she said she never would do, and all that kind of stuff, and yet she supposedly committed suicide. They forget about all the kids that disappeared from the border. What happened to those kids? Nobody knows.
Well, Jammer, I'd love to stay on with you. You can continue without me. I got to get going. It's nappy time for me.
What?
12:04, past my bedtime.
You said you didn't have to go to bed until 12:30.
I said 12. I said 11:45 or 12.
What? That's too early. What the hell were you thinking?
I wake up earlier than you.
What the hell? No, you don't.
I get up at 8 o'clock.
Earlier than you.
No, you don't. What time do you go to work?
I go to work at 10.
I go to work at 10.
Well, I'm up before you, and I'm leaving before you, so I don't know.
I wake up at 8 o'clock. You wake up before 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
Man, your wife has got you.
I wake up at 7:30.
Oh, 30 minutes. Anyhow, I'm not like you. I can't drink till a couple times. You've been on here at 1:30, 2 o'clock, and you got up at 7:30 those days too?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I like my sleep and being well rested.
I don't know why.
All right, one more beer.
It's not like you got to think.
I got to work hard, though. That's the problem.
You work at your pace, man.
Man, they depend on me.
Thanks, Chief. We appreciate that. If you know anybody else, share it, man. We used to be pretty big, but we fell from the graces of YouTube.
Our original channel was deleted by the powers that be in YouTube because someone made a big mistake.
Oh, well. We're regrowing.
Yeah, slowly.
You're going to get another beer, or I'm going to get another beer?
Yeah, you want to go first, or I'll go first?
I'll go first. Hold on.
All right, I'll keep people, keep people preoccupied, but I'll keep them entertained, I should say. Because that's what Shagdog does. One more.
I am back, my friend.
Oh, damn, that was quick with your fridge right there. Shit. I got a longer walk than you. See, everything that I do is harder than yours.
Man. I race there because I know everybody's waiting.
That's almost as close as your old fridge at the old place, man. That's pretty damn quick. All right, I'll be right back.
All right, my friend. Yeah.
Precious.
Oh yeah, the Dos Equis beers. They're good beers. At least they used to be better back in the day. We used to go to this place called Tijuana Flats, and we would get Dos Equis on tap, and that was really good. And of course, we always like going. We always like going to the German place, getting the German beers on tap. Man, those beers are good. But this whole war, I call it a war. You call it whatever you want to call it. It's really kind of messed up. And now the gas prices will go up. Everything would become more expensive, and it's all causing issues with Trump trying to slow his roll down, trying to keep him from being able to accomplish all the things. And I'm not a. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a pro diehard Trump. But he is one of the first people that have said what he was going to do and lived up to the promise of saying of what he said he was going to do on a lot of different things. So, what can I say? Oh man, I was stationed out at 32nd Street in San Diego. Man, when was that? When was that, Chief?
Oh, boy.
I appreciate that, Chief.
Oh.
I do appreciate it. Thanks for that. 88 to 2003. Man. And here's the thing. Here you are. I don't know what branch of the military did you say earlier or what? But here you are. I was just talking to this guy that I met the other day through a friend and everything. She married him and everything. He's Puerto Rican, but he was in the military. Of course, American, all that stuff. He was in the military and everything for so many years back in the early '80s.
Hey.
So and let me tell you, me and him hit it off. Navy. There you go. Yeah, you'd say Navy, didn't you? And I have tremendous respect for people who have been in the military. My dad was in the military. I thought about going in the military, but I was afraid to bother with it because of Clinton. I knew for a fact that I thought for sure that he was going to get us into a war. And I'm like thinking to myself, this guy, he ran from being able to he wanted the most powerful position in the world to be the president, and yet he wasn't supported back in his day. And I'm like, you know what? That's bullshit. Why should I support a presidency? If I had joined, it'd probably been Army or the Air Force. I probably would have done that.
I thought you tried to go in the Marines.
No, I wouldn't want to be in the Marines.
You failed the test.
No,
you couldn't fit your head in a jar.
No. Yeah, see, I just didn't want to support that guy at all, And Bush, he was ex-CIA and all that kind of stuff, and it was like, what the hell,
Yeah.
And he was trying to push that one world order.
Remember, you almost went Coast Guard, too. Because you're trying to talk me one time, hey, we should join the Coast Guard. We'll have lots of fun.
I thought it would be fun.
Yeah.
Going out there and everything.
But I was like, I ain't going back. At that point, I was like out of the military for 6-7 years. I was like, I'm not going back in the military. Are you crazy?
See, yeah. And you know what? Reagan, I would have joined with Reagan. And I know that Reagan possibly could have got us in a war and all that stuff, but he would have done his best to keep us out of it. But we might have done some military crap. But I would have joined it with Reagan because I kind of believed that he was pro-American, supporting American troops and everything. Bush, I was younger at that time, and I didn't know as much as I did about Bush back in the day, but I probably would have joined if I could have when Bush was in office.
I didn't know Bush was in the CIA back then when I joined. But I mean, he was before I joined, he did Operation Just Cause in Panama.
Yeah.
I joined during I signed up during Desert Shield. By the time I went in, Desert Storm has already begun. Yeah.
Because I remember when the whole thing with Bush and sending, what was it, Schwarzkopf? Was that the one?
That was a general for, Desert Storm, Schwarzkopf.
Yeah, that right there, I thought, that's great. He's going in there and everything. But then they stopped him from going ahead and finishing the job. It's like, what the hell? Don't stop him. Let him go in there and clean it out.
We would have had gone back all those years later, hopefully.
But they want that. They want us to turn around and stop short. And, it's like back in the Vietnam years where they told people to take that hill, take that area, and they would go in there and take that area, and then, let's give it back. Let's leave. Let's go. And then they give it back, and then, go take that area again.
Hamburger Hill.
Yeah. Everybody getting chopped, getting shredded. what purpose does that serve? Other than you're killing your troops.
Yeah, that's the way it is, man.
Yeah, I don't like that. I fully support the veterans and everybody and everything. I just don't like our government so much.
I believe that.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
It's just like when you work for the state of Florida, depending on what governor you have and stuff. I mean, as a state employee when I worked there too,
Yeah.
certain governors and people in my department that was appointed by the governor. I'm like, man, what the fuck they got this idiot running the show, or the last one?
Who's he related to?
Yeah, or who's he blowing?
Yeah,
or
exactly.
who she's blowing. We had a lady who used to be a chief of police department. And Daytona became the secretary of Department of Corrections. And I'm like, this lady sucks balls, literally.
Yeah. You probably would have found
literally and figuratively.
And most likely, even if it wasn't to gain position-wise, she probably did it anyway.
Right. Oh, and they brought in some dude from Indiana. He was Department of Secretary Department of Corrections in Indiana. So I forget which fucking governor brought him in. Who the hell was before Slick Rick? Christie, right? Yeah, they brought that guy in, and then he was gone in 6-7 months. They fired him.
Look what Chief wrote there.
First time I rode up on a base and saw a rainbow flag. It scared. Oh my god, I can't believe that.
I'd be scared to death too.
I didn't see that. Oh shit! Sorry, Jammer, you're overriding me. I was like, the fuck? How can I share a foxhole with this guy? Hey, just make sure make sure he's in the front. Yeah. Now, when I went in, I mean, God,
don't ask, don't tell. Thank God
don't
for
ask,
you, huh?
Don't ask, don't tell. And I never saw anything. When I came back from I went to Panama for 2 years. Came back to Fort Hood, my last year in the Army, and went to supply. They measure you, or try your gas mask on, make sure everything fits right. Get your equipment, and then that kid put my face mask or gas mask on me and trying it, man, make sure everything. He was friends with my roommate, and they played Dungeons and Dragons and shit. And I didn't know he was gay, but one day I'm playing PlayStation 1. That's when it first came out, and he's like, "Damn, my last name." He says, "You got a nice back." I'm like, "Huh?" And because I was just had a towel on me. I came out of the shower, was playing PlayStation, and he comes in our room, I'm playing fucking Tenchu or whatever hell game it was. And so he leaves. I said, man, that kid's weird. What the hell did he say? I got a nice back. He goes, oh, you didn't know he was gay? He's gay. I'm like, what? So then I had a different view of him at that point. I'm like, oh, that motherfucker was checking my back out.
Weren't you at Fort Hood too?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at Fort Hood.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're getting their name back, Fort Hood. I guess it was, what was it, Fort Cavazos or something like that? Changed. I didn't even know they changed their name. I saw the parade thing, they were like, from Fort Cavazos. I was like, what the fuck's Fort Cavazos? Yeah. One of the units, I'm like, what? Fort
How
Cavazos?
in the world they change a name like that anyway? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I mean,
they got politically correct, and a lot of those generals were Confederate generals, but they were American generals before they were Confederate generals. Some of them fought in the American-Mexican War.
Exactly.
And so forth. I was like,
it doesn't matter. They were American.
If there's a divide, you're going to fight for your home state mostly. I mean, there was a couple of generals that either fought for the North or fought for the South, and they weren't from the South or North, but most of them,
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I remember back in the day that Robert Lee, he said basically, you can't, he said it at the time where, about getting basically everybody get along. Everybody, we're all American. So, yeah, we lost and everything like that, but we must join together now and recover. We must work together, all that kind of stuff. And he went off
excuse me.
went for that university and all that stuff, did all these wonderful things, tried to help America grow and all that stuff and everything. But he doesn't get the respect that he should get. Yeah, he supported, but the only reason he supported the Confederacy is not because he was a pro-slavery or anything, but because he came from that area.
Jim, one thing I hate about what Trump's doing with these base name changes, he's not changing them to be named after the original people. He found other people with the same last names, like Fort Bragg. He found Sergeant Bragg. It was in World War II, and that's who we're going to name it after. And Fort Polk got changed too. And we're going to find this other. And I was like, they changed the name of Fort Polk. He was one of our presidents too, wasn't he? Fort Polk.
Yeah, there was President Polk. You know,
Yeah.
I forget his first name, but yeah, Polk. Googleize it, you'll find it.
Hey, let's Googleize it.
And I'm thinking that he was in the 1800s. James K. or something.
Oh, no, it wasn't named after a president. It was named after General Leonidas Polk. In 2023, the base was renamed Fort Johnson in honor of Medal of Honor recipient Sergeant William Henry Johnson, who was probably black just because he was black. I mean, if he was great, he's a Medal of Honor winner.
Before you say that, look it up and see. Because, you know, you don't need to talk out your ass if you've got Google.
Well, I bet you $10.
Oh, okay, fine.
What's his name? Sergeant William Henry Johnson. Medal of Honor winner, Sergeant Henry Johnson. Or let's see. Medal of Honor winner, Sergeant Henry Johnson. Is that what his name was? I can't remember. I'm not good with names.
My whole point is, if he's American, it doesn't matter.
Right. But I mean, if they just changed all these bases names and made them particularly...
Why change the base name to begin with? You had the base established.
Because all of them were named after Confederate...
Now, if you want to rename that particular barracks or that particular building, name it the Polk Building or name it the Johnson Building.
I'm surprised because they wanted to do it too. I mean, they probably wanted to rename the Washington Monument something else because Washington owned slaves, Jefferson owned slaves. I'm surprised they didn't go that far.
They all own slaves. You know, they
right.
That's it. And you know what gets me is that America gets so chastised for having slaves, but we weren't the ones that started the mess.
Yeah.
We weren't the ones that were doing it all. And you know what? When it was all said and done, you know, granted, you know, British people, they gave rights to everybody a lot sooner. But they're the ones who went out and made slaves a lot sooner. And here's the other thing. Every people have been slaves at one time or another.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
It's just, if you're American, support your country, support your people. It doesn't matter whether they're black, white, or whatever. You all
or blue. Yeah, it doesn't matter if they're black, white, red, or blue.
Yeah. Well, I don't know who's blue other than blue balls. And that's where the women need to step up and start playing the game. Because if there's guys out there with blue balls, they need help.
These women need to quit being so damn picky, wanting a man that's over 6 feet tall.
And out over 6 feet tall. And if you don't, and if you are a supporter of Trump, then don't even bother to talk to me.
Swipe left.
Yeah. Well, you know what? In reality, when it's all said and done and you're all alone and everything like that, and nobody wants you, you'll take anybody you can get.
They said men are getting smarter these days because women, most women, not saying all women, but a good amount of women. A woman who, not saying you particular, Jammer, but a woman who's with all right man, he makes good money, okay money, you know, he's taking care of things. But if she comes across a man that she's attracted to and he makes better money, and a good majority of women will leave their man to go to something better. They say that they rent men. They rent you until they find something better.
Yeah, well, they're always looking for security.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. So if your wife leaves you, I won't be shocked.
Oh, well, I would be shocked because I give that
the big
pretty
D.
good. Yeah. Chief says, right. No, but, the fact is, you can't tell men, if you're not 6 feet tall and all that stuff, don't bother and everything. Well, okay. Is that your real boobs? Is that your real, what you call it?
Yeah.
All of them are fake anyway. Let me put it like this. Women are the original liars. They are.
Right. Yeah, they lied to Adam about the
They
apple.
lied to Adam, saying, "Oh yeah, let's eat from the apple. It's just, it's not gonna hurt us.
Take a bite, hon. Take a bite, hon. Then you can
And
eat
so
me.
what happens? We take a bite, and all the crap of the world falls upon us, right?
Yeah.
But besides that, what do? False eyelashes, hair extensions,
Fingernails.
makeup, fake nails, butt
Wax,
implants,
wax beavers.
wax beavers to make them look like they're younger, and all that stuff. Oh, I'm so young, and look at my beaver; it's still
Yeah, bleach buttholes.
Yeah, bleach buttholes. The fixing of the virginity, making them virgins again with surgery.
Really?
And all that
You can
stuff.
do that?
Yeah, they have surgery where they
Can they
sew
do that
it
for
up.
men?
No.
They can't make it like
No.
first time?
No. What are they going to do to your hand?
Maybe we can do something to prostate.
What are they going to do to your hand to make you a virgin again?
Not my hand, but it's always felt best the first time,
Thanks, Chief. We appreciate that. Feels like the first time.
We had 3 viewers. We lost 2, though.
Feels like the very first time. But seriously, I mean, you got all this fake stuff, butt implants, breast implants,
Extensions. Hair extensions.
all that stuff, and then you want to turn around and talk about honesty? Well, take all that crap off first.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be okay with a girl who's 6 foot tall or 6'2", wanting a man that's over 6 foot tall, But a girl who's 5'4", 5'3", saying they want a man that's over 6 feet tall, why? So when they're doing
you look shorter.
Your face is by their sternum.
No, they want their face right up against that dick. So that's what they're going for. If they get a 7-foot guy where they could just walk up to it and not have to bend down, they're thinking about their neck. That's what they're doing. They're thinking about their own health. They're thinking, if he's this tall, then I have to bend, and I don't want to bend. It's too.
Well, baby, I could stand on the bed, and you just stand on the floor.
But they don't think that way. Oh, here we go. Great song. You need to come up to Shreveport, Louisiana, hang out, and I'll show you a damn good time.
Hey, you're not going to take us to an ice cream shop, are you?
We went with Ronald the Riot, another beer reviewer. We came up to Louisiana and did some beer reviews with him and everything, and he gave us a tour of New Orleans.
Yeah.
And everything, and Shagdog always remembers the fact that he took us to the ice cream shop. So
I fell asleep in his back of his car because me and Jim were drinking Bloody Marys in the morning.
Yeah,
he calls us up or texts us up. Hey, I'm around the corner. I want to give you a tour of North New Orleans now. He gave us a tour of downtown and stuff the day before. So, and I passed out in the back of his car, and they wake me up. Where are we at? And they said the ice cream place, some famous ice cream. I'm like, they got Bloody Marys.
Yeah, so he's always remembering the ice cream. See, yeah, he made a memory for you.
It's true. That's true.
You should thank him for that.
Yeah, but if I didn't say the Bloody Mary,
he wouldn't have his memory of it.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't have good memory of it either. I was like, ice cream shop. Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. But it was good too because the day before that, he took us to some restaurant for lunch, and some cop got shot and killed. There's cops all over the place, stopping traffic, helicopters. We're going to the same neighborhood that the cop got shot in or whatever. They're like, what the hell?
Oh, all the helicopters, going around.
That's pretty.
It was wild.
And then here I am in this restaurant. I was like, God, I didn't catch a shooter. What if he comes rushing in here and holds us all hostage or some shit? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the po' boy.
You got to get a po' boy. Yeah. That's pretty good. Man, I tell you, there's several different places that we've been. And, that's the crazy thing. I think that's the only trip out of state I've taken with you is to Louisiana.
Yeah, because most times we're in state, Key West, Daytona, Anna Maria Island, yeah,
Down on the Red River.
Clearwater, yeah.
Man, golly, I pull up the map for that because I don't. Shreveport, Red River.
Is that where the vampires are in True Blood? I can't remember.
True Blood.
Shreveport, Louisiana.
You're getting into the weird shows, aren't you?
I watched that with one of my exes.
What was she trying to do? Turn you gay?
No, it was a vampire show. I mean, it was pretty good.
She wanted to peg you?
It was all in Louisiana, too. It was written by a lady in Louisiana, all the books.
She wanted to peg you. That's
yeah, Shreveport, Jammer, is way up in northwest Louisiana.
Okay.
So
high country.
Yeah, it's high country. Right next to east, close
she
to
she was grooming you. That's what it was. She was grooming you. She was getting you ready to get pegged.
She did say the book was better because in the book, Elvis was a vampire. He was still alive, but he was a vampire.
Wouldn't it be crazy if Elvis?
Mike Johnson, the House, the representative guy, or whatever. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy if Elvis did bail out because he was done with he was tired of all the celebrity, and he did bail out and
you see that pastor? A lot of people say that is Elvis. He sings like Elvis. He has some mannerisms like Elvis. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I forget his name, but
I could see him wanting to get closer to religion and everything. But why would you have it to where you died on the toilet or in the you know what I'm saying?
He was drinking and thinking. He said, "This would be a good. How about we say I taking a shit, and I had a heart attack on the toilet while I'm taking a shit. Wow. Hey, that's a good idea, King. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go down in history, just like Mama Cass eating a sandwich.
Yeah, she choked on. I thought it was a chicken bone, but anyhow, you keep saying sandwich. We're living in two different realities.
I think a ham sandwich.
Let's Google
two different timelines, man.
How did Mama Cass die? Did we do this before?
Yeah.
Heart attack. They say a heart attack. Wait. Mama Cass Elliott. The free encyclopedia. She died of a heart attack or no drugs. I thought she choked on something. Elliot did not choke on ham. You're right, ham sandwich, Jim. I always heard of chicken bone, chicken wings, or some shit. Elliot did not.
I don't know whether you are frozen or whether you actually are trying to listen to something there, buddy. Oh man, you're frozen. This kind of sucks. What happened to you? Lost him. What the hell? That sucks. What happened, brother? Yeah, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Man, that guy. Double trouble, man. That was a good one. Yeah. The powers that be don't want the knowledge to be out there that we are living a separate timeline since the whole CERN thing, right? Yeah, all that's kind of crazy shit, the Mandela effect, all that stuff. Yeah, we're gonna have to. Let me see if I can't contact them through here, man, because this is crazy. His phone froze, all that stuff, man. Let's see. Hey, you there?
Yeah.
Hey, pop back on, man.
Something's wrong. My internet went out or something.
Oh, man. It's terrible.
I know. I'm done with my granny. I gotta get to bed.
Yeah, well, I told everybody, Chief. I said the whole reason is because you were exposing the truth about CERN and the different timelines.
How?
Because you were getting ready to say something about the what you call it there, the ham
Oh,
sandwich.
yeah.
What does that say?
Possibility, yeah. I mean, that shit froze up. We were laughing about the chicken bone shit, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden, the shit froze up. And
Chief asked if we ever listened to John Boy and the Billy Show. I,
no, but you tell about Chicken Hawk and the Roosters.
oh yeah, Chicken Hawk and the Roosters in New Orleans there. Yeah, he got
You know
hacked
what
by
happened?
Iran. He's
Shit
saying
came back again. That
he,
froze my computer, I think. Anyway, I better get to bed. Tell
he's,
everybody say bye.
he said that the guy got hacked by Iran or Iran.
It could be that too, yeah. That's true.
I got to go to the head. Be right back. Yeah. So anyway, maybe I'll keep drinking and thinking here, and talking for a moment. But all right, brother. Take care.
All my fans, I love them.
All right, we'll let them know that you have given up on them and that you've decided to seek your own comfort and relaxation.
All right. All right, bye.
All right, man. Take care. Oh, there you go. Let me go grab another beer. I'll be right back. Oh, grabbing another beer. Be right back. Just be right back, people. Grabbing a beer. That's all. Nothing to see here. Oh, I hate this Giacomo crap. I really do. But we'll do it anyway because it's a beta and it's a New Orleans beer. So we'll do that. Okay. Chief is there. Hey, Chief. I don't know if you're back yet, but I'm back. I'm going to hang out for a little while longer, at least for this other beer here. I got Giacomo Juicy IPA from Babita. That's a New Orleans beer or a Louisiana beer, whichever you want to call it. Anyway, yeah, I mean, it's crazy, this whole Iran thing. I do believe it's kind of a distraction from what's going on right now here in America and everything. It's just crazy how things have... And you know what gets me is nobody puts one and one together. It's like they're completely oblivious to everything. And it's like, come on, pay attention. Follow the money. Follow the power that is gained by... Who gains from it? Who gains from everything? And then you'll see. I hope to God that this thing... I mean, I can't see China wanting Iran to have a nuclear weapon, and I don't see Russia wanting them to have it either. I mean, yeah, they might stand behind them to a degree, but I just can't see them wanting them to have nuclear capabilities. It just doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe that would be it. Yeah, it's I just don't see it. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, see, this can is a yellow can and it just blends in with that green screen. So you don't see that it says Giacomo on it or anything like that. There you go, Giacomo Juicy IPA. Yeah, I mean I don't know what to think about the whole Iran thing. I know the gas prices will probably go up. The economy will probably suffer to a degree. And there'll be a big distraction on what is happening out there with everything that was the focus of the news. But from what I know of the U.S. Constitution and everything, the president had the powers as long as he gave them within 48 hours the information and could do that. So them crying and whining about everything, I just don't see it. I don't see it. And one of the beer reviews we did earlier, we were talking about some crazy crap, and I don't know how it came about, but came up with a term called cadaver diving, and it's like, what the hell? We looked it up, and everything. It was crazy. Oh shit. What are some of the other topics of conversation right now? I don't know if anybody's into cryptocurrencies and everything, but oh wait a minute, here is Chief. He made a comment. Yep, that is the thing. China and Russia knows that if they lose USA to a customer as a customer over Iran, that they would lose so much money. Yeah, they are not going to let some little country destroy the money. Yeah, that's true. I agree with you on that one, Chief. That they get from the USA. Yep, I agree with you 100%. China especially. China 100% especially because their whole economy is based on America. I mean, if it wasn't for America, they wouldn't have grown the way they did. And if it wasn't for Nixon opening the doors to China and everything. And see, they are right. When you see Mr. Wonderful and you hear Trump talking about China and how they have taken advantage of everything all these years, they're not kidding, because if you come up with a product and you go to China because it's cheaper to have it made there and everything, well, they'll make it for the first year or whatever like that for you. But after that, first year or two, and then after that, they're going to create their own version of it, and they're going to sell it cheaper, and they're going to run you out of business basically, because guess what? There's no control in it. They could take whatever you have and steal it. Even if you have it patented, they'll steal it. They'll still steal it. What does it say? They get from U.S. Yes, sir, and amen. And see, Biden administration cannot understand that. Yeah, the whole Biden administration. That's crazy. That guy, he hid in the you're telling me when he was won the presidency, supposedly, that he stayed in the basement the whole time, didn't do any appearances, didn't do any debates, didn't do any of that stuff, but he stayed in the basement the whole time, and still yet he got more votes than the most popular president in the history. That he had more votes than the most liked presidents in history, and so forth. And yet, yeah, he was a proxy. Yeah, basically that's what it is. I was getting right to it. He spent his whole life in government and did nothing to help America. He basically helped drain America. The puppet masters that be are out there, and just like Pelosi. Pelosi is never going to retire until the puppets that pull her strings, the puppet masters that pull her strings, tell her it's time for her to retire. They just won't do it because they spend too much money, time, and trouble to put them in positions of power that they can abuse and manipulate for their benefit. So they're not going to, I mean, you tell me any person her age that wants to still be in working, and I'll tell you that you're a fucking liar, because I'm telling you right now, if she had her choice, she would not be in the spotlight. She would not be doing that crap. You can't tell me she loves that job so much and loves America so much that she goes off and does that stuff. And I'm using her as an example. Same thing with everybody else that's supposedly in office for all those years. No, they were put there and they're told they can't go anywhere until they've been released. Otherwise, they're going to get killed. Their families are going to get killed. Everything's going to be taken away from them. The whole Epstein thing, that's another. Yeah, the whole Epstein thing is a crazy crock of shit too. But I digress. Yeah. I don't know what else there is really. I mean, let's face it. Some of the news today, news headlines today. Iran and the nuclear thing. That's a big thing. Putin says U.S. strikes on Iran are pushing world to a very dangerous line. Of course he's going to say that because he knows Trump. See, that's the crazy thing about it. They don't know about Trump. Adam Schiff is another. Yeah, exactly. Adam Schiff, basically, we just got USA back again. Yep. The whole thing with Trump is that like him, hate him, whatever, it doesn't matter. But if he says he's going to do something, look what he said. In 2 weeks' time, if you don't decide that you're going to, all hell's going to break loose. He didn't wait 2 weeks. Boom. He hit them before they could even get prepared. He said 2 weeks only because he wanted to cause you to think that it was going to be 2 weeks is the deadline. Well, guess what? He went ahead and did it anyway. He didn't tell anybody until the last possible minute because he wanted success. There's people who today that still say that Osama is still alive, that he's never been killed. He's alive and well, and that and granted, this is conspiracy. It is what it is. But when you hide the fact that there's no body, just like Hitler back in World War II, no body, and the body that they say was Hitler, found out was a woman. So there's been no body, no proof that says Hitler died in the bunker. Same thing with Osama. What does that say? Putin does not want to Yeah, exactly. And the Democrats' inside threats are worse than... Yeah, I agree with you there. They're the ones that are pulling down America. And you know what? Here's the crazy part about it. They said that the only... who was it? Which president said it? I can't remember which president said it. They said it themselves. One of the presidents said that the threat to America would be inside the system, inside the government, inside the everything. That the biggest threat is within. So, if you really think about it, it's true. They get into positions, they move their people into positions and lift them up into other positions and so forth and granted, it's the long game. Slowly positioning people in positions of power over a period of years until they're able to actually start doing things to the country and dragging it down and causing us to become a third world country. Look at George Soros. George Soros is a big example. He basically bankrupted the Bank of Britain, caused all that turmoil over there in Europe and everything. Then he comes to America and all that stuff, and he starts doing the same shit here. And they've proven that a lot of these organizations are supported by Soros. They've proven that his money is funneled to a lot of those organizations, to the ones fighting for this and also supporting the opposition to it. So he's basically supporting both sides to fight against each other. I mean, I don't know why nobody hasn't taken him out. I mean, he is... Granted, now it doesn't matter because his sons are taking over, but he's the one who sold out his own people in World War II. All of it's crazy. And Putin knows that Trump, especially China. I mean, now if China doesn't realize Trump is serious about shit, I don't know if they ever will. The thing about Trump is he's a chess player. He thinks several moves in advance. He plays games with people. He says things to them and they run with it. Look what he did with the Democrats all those years. He tells them one thing and does another, and they fall for it every time. And I guess that's a blessing. I worked in Intel when I was in the Navy, and that's what we watched the most. I should not be saying this, but it's so true. I appreciate that. He is smart. I appreciate that, Chief. You know, and just to give you an idea, I've basically unplugged from network news and so forth. Yes, I tune in every so often, pick up different information from them and everything, but I also look at Sky News and other countries' news concerning America and everything like that. And I come from a generation that was taught to think for themselves, not just how to think. We were taught to think for ourselves, to find out to seek out that information and everything. And I think the worst thing that today is the fact that people go to school and everything, and they're taught how to learn things, but they're not taught to think for themselves. They're not taught to question things. They're taught to accept the mainstream. And that's what Hitler had tried to do with the Hitler Youth back in the day. They've done all that stuff. The whole school system, the way it's set up, is set up for you to be indoctrinated instead of learning for yourself. And it's crazy. You can say what you want, but it's true. Man. And Trump, he will... And you know, I personally have heard stories about him doing things that he doesn't broadcast and everything, which makes you think that he's a lot deeper of a person than what people think, or people would like you to believe. How true that is, I do not know. You have to defend your country, because the countries are going to defend themselves, and if you do not have borders, you will fail as a country, and the U.S. needs to defend. Yeah, I mean, look what Russia does. Nobody's going to Nobody's going to Russia and trying to get across the border to get into Russia. They're trying to get into the U.S. because U.S. is more accepting and more forgiving and everything. Russia will shoot you on sight. You know, China will shoot you on sight. The thing is, if U.S. would turn around and start saying, you know what, we're going to put all these landmines up and down the border, we're going to put all this barbed wire, this razor wire, all this stuff up in the border, and then we're going to post guards out there and give them the permission to go ahead and shoot anybody that attempts to cross the border. Guess what? People wouldn't want to be coming to America. True to word. My nephew has been brainwashed by the whole... Yeah. That Shagdog's nephews, same thing. They've been completely brainwashed into believing socialism is a wonderful thing. Completely brainwashed into believing that China cares for their people. You know what? China has killed over 70 million people in order for them to hold their regime, their control over their own people and everything. And they say Hitler was the monster. Hitler didn't even come close to 70 million people. It's crazy. The Russians haven't even come close to China. I seen a video of there's Oblivious Wonder. Yeah, true to word. Yeah, exactly. True to word. Shagdog's nephew's the same thing. Same thing. Yep. In Russia, the only case that the people are trying to get to Russia is from Mongolia. Yeah, exactly. Trying to escape to Russia. Yep, you're right about that. I forgot about that, but you're right about that. I mean, let's face it. It is crazy. It is messed up. Nobody... the whole thing with the whole nephew thing, Shagdog's nephew is the same way. They believe that China is so great. Socialism's so great. And you know what? I give you that. Socialism on paper looks wonderful. It does. Everybody gets everything evenly distributed to everybody. Everybody is living in harmony. Everybody loves one another. It's a great thing. All that stuff. But in reality, human nature takes hold. There's always got to be somebody in the power seat, and that person is always going to have the best of food, the best of accommodations, the best of clothing, the best of transportation, and so forth. I mean, let's face it. Um, exactly. And there's no way around it. That's how it is. Man, we're closing in on it. I think I might be back again Wednesday morning, about the same time. Hopefully, Shagdog can join me. Uh, I think for a fact I got some different beers. I don't think I'll be able to do some of our Day of Beer Dependence beers like Shagdog and I usually do every year, unfortunately. But uh, hopefully we can, and I can. But if not, I know Shagdog will carry the torch, and he'll continue. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Hopefully, this doesn't become a real tremendous thing. But the problem with today's people, why they're so confused and they're delusional and don't know what sex they are and all that stuff, is because they didn't have to sacrifice. They haven't had to work. They haven't had to be worried about things. The people from World War One, World War Two, they had to sacrifice. They had to give up things. Food, everything was rationed. And on top of that, you have all these big stars, Robert Mitchum, James Garner, all these people that served in the military, Jimmy Stewart, Korea, World War II. They all watched their buddies get killed. They all know what loyalty, honor, integrity is, and they live their life by it because they're like, yeah, I watch people get killed for it, and I fought for it, and guess what? I don't give a shit. You're going to treat this person with respect. You're going to treat these people with respect. You're going to treat these people right. And if we have to stop the production of this movie to do it, we're doing it. So forth. I'm just giving them as an example, but in general, people from that genre, that area, that time period, they were no nonsense. They lived by the word. Their handshake was a bond, and let me tell you, they didn't have time to think whether or not they were male or female, or to contemplate, oh, I'd like to be female or whatever like that. They didn't have time for that shit. They were living life and struggling and so forth. So that's just craziness. This generation hasn't known sacrifice. These generations that have come, I've never known real sacrifice other than whenever I was a kid. There was the gas crunch, and there were lines for the gas pumps and stuff like that. And granted, I didn't feel it. My parents felt it more than I did because I was a kid and didn't realize what was happening. But my parents did. And these kids from that the time period on, they have no clue what sacrifice is. They have no clue what it is to see your buddy getting killed, having to give up food, having to sacrifice going hungry. And yet they have all the time in the world to think whether or not they should get a tattoo that costs hundreds of dollars, but they can't afford. But it doesn't matter because guess what? The government's paying me, or I'm getting paid to protest and so forth. Because you got a lot of paid protesters out there. And what's scary is history. They tell you, if you don't learn your history, you're doomed to repeat it. And I see some correlations to what's going on today that went on before World War II back in the day, and how Germany came to power, and the Nazi regime came to power and everything. I see it, and it's scary to think that these people, they're so extreme leftists that they're pushing so much crap out there that it's going to cause this stuff. I don't know. A lot more people today are atheists than what back in the day, and I think you have to have a lot more faith to be an atheist than you do to believe in God. And I don't think they ever. What gets me is they've proven that it doesn't matter who's an atheist and everything. If they think they're about to die and they yell, "Oh God," well, I don't know. Yeah, you're right, Chief. It's true. Oh yeah, here you go. What is that? You go. You said yes, yes, yes. Uh, right, woke. Yep, yep. I appreciate it, Chief. Yeah, it's just. And what's crazy is that most of the people that are conservative, most of the people who are uh, that think like us or similar to what I'm saying and everything, we kept our mouths shut and live and let live. And we're too busy working, too busy trying to make a living, too busy doing this. And then it comes to a point where we're like, I've had enough of this shit. I've had enough of this crap. I'm tired of it. It's time to speak up. And then we get a president and that's saying the same stuff, and we vote him in and whatever, and he becomes president. And yes, we start to speak out again. And yes, we feel like it's more safe to come out and say something and all that stuff. But in turn, we've been slowly doing that even beforehand, fighting a quiet resistance to it all. It's nice to be able to get out and say it. Of course, I said it all along. Shagdog said it all along. It doesn't matter. We didn't give a crap. What are you going to do to us? We don't have anything now. What are you going to take away? But it's nice to be able to see more people freely speaking and thinking and saying things that need to be said. Back in the day, people who acted the way a lot of these leftists have acted and talked about and the things they believe, they would have been put in mental institutions. Unfortunate thing is, back in the 80s, Ronald Reagan got rid of a lot of the funding for all these mental institutions, and all these people got put on the street. All these people got sent out there to live out there in the street, and of course, they weren't sterilized or euthanized or anything like that. Back in the day, they probably would have been, But they procreated, and then you get these people who don't know what sex they are, don't know what color they are. I mean, to think that it's all right. What gets me is, if as a white male, if I say I identify as a keyboard, they would make fun of me. But if you're anybody else, you can say you identify as a female, you can identify as this or that, and they support you. But because I'm a white male and I say I identify as that in response to what they're telling me, then I'm they would ridicule me and everything. I think that in general that these people, they know what they're doing. They know that they're warped. I mean, how tell you, you're trying to force your reality upon me. How absurd is that? How absurd is that you're going to try to force your delusional reality upon me? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, well, that's the thing. The rebel flag, let's face it, the rebel flag, that's Southern heritage. And it's not that you're pro slavery or pro this or pro that. You know, it's a pride. It's a Southern pride. And the Confederate flag is all these symbols have taken on a different context over the years. Like, all right, perfect example, Aunt Jemima, right? Aunt Jemima. They made a big. I said it before. They made a big deal about Aunt Jemima and everything like that. As a kid growing up, seeing Aunt Jemima on a box and all that stuff, I didn't look at it as a racist thing. I didn't look at it as a racist term. Aunt Jemima being a racist term. Back in the day, it was probably considered somewhat of a racist term. It was considered somewhat of a derogatory thing. I looked at it and I said, that woman makes these wonderful pancakes for me, and I love pancakes. And you know what? That whole idea of Aunt Jemima took on a different definition for a different generation. Same thing with the rebel flag. The rebel flag is more of a Southern pride, Southern heritage, the history of the Southern sacrifice and turmoil and so forth like that. And I don't care what anybody says. It wasn't about just slavery. The whole Civil War wasn't about slavery. And you want to say you take offense to it? I'm sorry, but the Nazi flag, I'm not offended by it. The Nazi flag itself wasn't an offensive thing. The swastika itself had been throughout history as a good luck charm, a good luck symbol, and everything like that. The Nazi used it for their benefit and everything, their symbol and all that stuff. But it doesn't change it that it was a historically good luck symbol and everything. I don't know. But they don't come to the country and fly the flag from that. So that's another thing. If you're going to be in this country and you're pro Mexico and pro this and saying, I'm going to fly the Mexican flag and all that stuff, well, instead of coming over here and trying to change this country to benefit you, why don't you go back to your country that you're so happy and proud about and change it for the better? Stand up and fight for that country to change for the better. But you're a coward. You're a piece of shit that left your country and went to another country trying to enforce your belief on that country. Grew up in Mississippi. I was born in Jackson, Mississippi, 69. Moved to Louisiana with my parents when I was 8. Yep. And I'm white, but I have more soul in my body than most black. Exactly. Let me tell you, there's a lot of black folks that would tell you white folks have a lot more soul than their own brothers and sisters. Yeah. And here's the thing. When you're from the South and you grow up in the South, it doesn't matter. The colors doesn't matter. I mean, look at the whole thing. The Confederate flag for a generation, especially like my generation, growing up in the 80s and 70s, 80s and all that stuff, we had the Dukes of Hazzard. You know how many black kids that I knew and were friends with that watched the Dukes of Hazzard and didn't take offense to the Confederate flag? In fact, they loved it, and they were wearing shirts with the Confederate flag on it, and they were playing with the General Lee car and all that stuff like that. The fact is, it only is the symbol that you make it. It don't, yeah. It's only the symbol that you make it, and the fact that people want to focus on a small aspect of it and say it's hate and all that stuff. and I'm triggered by it. Well, I'm triggered by your fucking behavior too, you know. And what are you going to do about that? You know. Oh, Evil Knievel. Yeah. My God. One of the originators, man. Can you imagine what he could do today with a dirt bike instead of the Harley Davidsons he used to ride? Those heavy fucking Harley Davidsons that he used to use to jump. Man, you can imagine what he could be doing with his balls, his bowling ball balls, to go out there and jump this so many cars or buses and everything, or to make this jump in period today with a dirt bike compared to the people who have the dirt bike today. He would surpass them today if he could jump with a dirt bike that gave him the speed and the agility that you have with a dirt bike today, man. Let's face it. Yeah. Yeah, he would be doing something. I could tell you right now. That's what kills me about when they talk about the people who originated different sports or was a part of different sports and different categories of things. Evil Knievel is one of the ones that he was. You call him brave or call him stupid, call him whatever, but he was willing to, knowing that he was going to crash, knowing that he would probably end up with broken bones and everything. He would do it anyway. He knew that I can make a living doing this, and I'm going to do it for me and my family. And if I die, my family will be well off. If I don't die and I make it, I'll be well off. So, he would do it. That's sacrifice, buddy. And let me tell you, that's something that people don't understand today. Sacrifice. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's, man, this is the kind of stuff that you, of course, I'm covering a whole gambit of things, but I mean, this is another example, of people that did things. Could you imagine what he would, if he was alive today and was able to do it? What he would do for this upcoming anniversary for next year? What is it? 200 years? 1775. Man, I don't know. Supposedly, it's a big celebration for next year, July 4th, whatever. I forget what it is. The alcohol might be affecting my memory here. But it's supposed to be a big event next year. I can imagine what Evil Knievel would have done, what kind of jump or what kind of stunt he would perform in order to do it. Yeah, and Donald Trump. This is another thing. The thing about Trump is he's not perfect. He's not, but I do believe that he is more of an upright person than what people want to say about him. Because back in the day, they all wanted to be, they all wanted to talk to Trump. They all wanted to be with Trump and all that stuff. And he did say it like it was back in the day. I mean, I don't doubt that he's abused the system in the sense of taking advantage of it. But then again, wouldn't you? If you were able to declare bankruptcy because your company was what you call it, but you could turn around and declare bankruptcy and clear and keep your money and all that stuff, wouldn't you? I mean, if you were able to take the tax deductions here and there and be able to not have to pay taxes, wouldn't you? I mean, let's face it, you would. I was so proud of them. Yeah, exactly. Man, I can't remember the last time Flag Day was a big thing. And here we had the Army parade. I mean, say what you want. it's it's a good thing to have people proud of their country. It's a good thing to have some honor and integrity and loyalty to your country, to want to support your country and everything. It's a good thing to do those things. And yeah, we're not perfect, but you know what? It was said in order to was it how to phrase it? In order to form a more perfect union, and they're not saying that it was perfect, but more perfect union. And it's a growing thing. It's a living, growing organism. We're constantly striving to be better than what we were before. So, say what you will about America, we are trying to do better every day, every month, every year, and we have gotten better. And you talk to people who actually will actually stand up and say it. I mean, what is his name? Golly, what is his freaking name? He said it. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Uh, I know. No, here we go. I got people out there. What's his name? What's his name? Here we go. Cast. Yeah, Morgan Freeman says it right off. You want to stop prejudice? You want to stop racism and everything? Stop talking about it. Stop talking about the negatives and start talking about the positive and pushing the positives. And I guarantee you, more and more people will accept the fact that we're getting better and we're doing better, and quit putting an anchor, quit putting a ball and chain tied to their feet to weigh them down, and start looking. Yeah, exactly. Nobody's perfect. And Hank Williams Jr. said it too. He's in America. What was it? That was Charlie Daniels in America. Did okay? Hank Williams said it. The rebels and the Yanks. How will you put it? Uh, no, that was Charlie Daniels. In America, did you? You never did think that we ever get together again. Well, the damn sure fooled you. We're talking real proud and we're talking real loud again. In America, did you? You never did think that you ever would see it again. Talk about everybody fighting alongside each other, and the rebels and the Yanks and everybody together, black and white, fighting for America. You know. Tell me, Hank, why do you drink? Tell me, Hank, why you blow smoke? Yeah, exactly. All that. Yeah, Charlie Daniels is another one. Let me tell you, he was a God-fearing man here. I tell you. And he's the one who came up with that long-haired country boy and all that stuff. He was kind of rebel, cocaine and all that stuff, coming up with all those different songs. But you know what? He was a God-fearing country man, family-oriented. That's country music, the country music and country people, in regards to roll smoke, yeah, in general, that they are the ones that is a symbol. I mean, let's face it. Let's look at the whole country music thing. You look at how forgiving people are. Look at Merle Haggard, George Jones, and Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings. All of them done bad things and everything, but they're just good old boys. Just good old boys. Leave them alone. They didn't go out beating their women. They didn't go out doing this. They may have hurt themselves and all that stuff by doing these drugs or drinking too much and all that kind of stuff. But they weren't out there, hurting people. And they were forgiven and brought into the fold, which, if you really think about it, is more of a religious and more of a Jesus type thing to do. Forgive and to accept and bring back into the fold people who have done wrong and people who have made mistakes, and forgive them, and you know what? Not focus on it. And praise them for the good things they do. Yeah. We definitely need to focus on the positives instead of the negatives. And America in general is a very positive country. Most people want to come to America. We got freaky freaks out there in Italy, along with a bunch of people in India and Germany and Europe in general, that all say to us as we're doing these beer reviews and everything that they want to come to America. They love America and they want to come to America and they want to participate and possibly becoming a citizen of America and all that stuff. Why? Why is that? Because they see opportunities. They see that the fact that America may not be perfect, but you know what? They respect freedoms. People need to realize that live here in America, that were born here in America, that they need to appreciate America, because if it's gone, if we lose America, that's it. We're the last bastion of hope. We're the last spotlight of freedom and so forth. So once it's gone, it's gone. And you know what? They want America to be destroyed, and they're trying to destroy it from within. And that's the thing, Yeah. You're right about that, Chief. Look at Elvis. I mean, he was from Mississippi, and best friends lived in the Delta, Mississippi. That was, yeah, exactly. And the thing about Elvis, I'm sure he went around, and I'm sure he probably cheated on his wife and all that stuff. I'm sure that happened, because you're Elvis, you're the king. Women throwing themselves at you all the time and everything. You got your wife back home and everything. Yeah, okay, I could see it happening. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he did do something. I don't know. You hear about it, but you don't hear about it so much like they claim and all that stuff. But he was a God-fearing guy, man. He loved Christian music. He loved singing Christian music, gospel music. He was tormented with everything, and he looked to Christian music and everything as a solace, and he read the Bible and all that stuff, and he was trying to be that person. Like most people, we're trying to be better than what they are, Yeah, exactly. And that was just an example. But you look at most people. Look at Jerry Lee Lewis. He tried to be better. He did stuff that he everybody's like an onion or a head of lettuce or cabbage. There's many different leaves of our character, many different layers, and we're not perfect. We're many different people in one. And to be honest about it, no one person knows us truly except God above. Because even though we put ourselves out like this or that, this person only knows that part of us. This person only knows this part of us, and so forth. But nobody truly knows the inner self, even as close as husband and wife can be. Son, father, daughter, mother, as close as they can be to each other, don't know it as much as God, and let's face it, we are many different people in one, and as the years go by, we become many different more people as we grow and change our outlooks on different aspects and categories of things and all that stuff. Yeah, exactly. All those people. Look at Ted Nugent and everything. And especially Rob Zombie and Kid Rock and everything. I mean, let's face it. Yeah, yeah, selling out. That's the sad thing about it. There's a lot of people out there that have been selling out America and not doing what they should do. They just give up or whatever reason they do it. I mean, I think most people in politics that are lifelong, like Biden was, he sold out America a long time ago. You can't tell me different because whenever he's hanging out with the head of the Ku Klux Klan, and then they turn around and plagiarize this and plagiarize that, and turn around and contradicted what he said here and there. Well, nobody's doing that for votes. They're doing it because they're told to do it, And so you have to sell out and manipulate and everything. That's why you got companies like Monsanto and playing games with the farmland. You got Bill Gates playing games with the drugs and playing games with trying to build a city and everything and buying up land and everything, farmland and all that stuff. I mean, all these people, they're not looking at how great America is and that we need to protect it. They're looking at how they can reap rewards from it and how we can make a one world economy and bring the death of America to it, and as well as forming that one world economy, because they're all fucking evil. They're all freaking disciples of the Satan himself, basically. Let's face it. That's how it is. Yeah, it's sad. All right, Chief. I think I better close it up myself. Get ready to go. I appreciate you commenting all this time and sticking with us and all. This is almost 2 hours now, man. You die hard, man. You hung with us. Appreciate you. Yep, that and the thing is, cyber company is curious, bringing the information technology equipment from China. Well, yeah, exactly. And you know what gets me too is the fact that everything you get and everything that you're giving up rights to your privacy and everything because they require you to sign accept this terms and agreement here to accept this, and they hide all that stuff in there, and most people, even if they read it, they wouldn't understand it. I mean, let's face it, nobody really understands it all, and they end up, and on top of that, you want to be able to use your phone, so you accept it. You want to use that app, so you accept it. Yeah, it's not right. They don't need all that information. They don't need to know what your location is all the time. Why do they need to know that? They don't need to be able to play games with your microphone and speaker and all that stuff all the time. Why do they need that? Anyway. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing, and sharing. We appreciate it. Tinkle that bell. It'll help. I don't know how much, but it'll help. Maybe it'll help us get back to where we were eventually. But thanks, Chief, for commenting and everything and hanging with us and everybody. Love you, bro. Let me know when you're back online. I can share some insight. You guys are the best. Thanks. I appreciate that, Chief. I know Shagdog would say the same. Most likely, I'll be back on Wednesday morning around 10:30 or so, Wednesday morning of this week. Shagdog might be able to join me. I can hope so, but yeah, most likely I'll be back then. I'm going to try to be back, especially. Yeah, it'll be exciting to hear from you. All right, take care. We'll see you on the next one. I'm Jammer. Spear Swab Beer Review. This has been Drinking and Thinking. Granted, we were supposed to be talking about the Iran War, but we ventured off, like always, on a bunch of different other stuff. Anyway, take care. We'll see you. God bless. Bye.